Hey guys, this is Arun,
And this is Abby.
and welcome back to a brand new episode of Fill Your Pockets. Today's episode, Monday, October 4th. Quick recap of some plays we had over the weekend. Saturday, we had some college football plays. We had two plays. We had Ole Miss plus 15 and a half, straight bet. That did not hit. And our second play for Saturday, we had a straight bet, Oregon money line.
Oregon State.
uh, Oregon State money line, and we ended up hitting that. So for Saturday, we went 1-1, and for yesterday, we had it was Sunday, it was football, national holiday, yeah. But we had two plays yesterday. We had a parlay bet. We had the Rams money line, Saints money line, and the Bucks. Out of all those teams, the Bucks won, Saints lost. We'll get into that later on in the other episodes, but the Saints lost, the Rams lost to the Cardinals, and we did not hit this parlay. The Bucks ended up winning, but hey, man, that's still a losing parlay. Then the second play yesterday, we had Seattle plus 3.5. That hit with ease. And yesterday we also went 1-1. That means for the weekend, 2-2. For the season, we're sitting at 52 and 39, I believe. So still looking pretty good, still in the green, still in the positive. And we are here on this Monday, brand new week. Hopefully, we can help you guys fill your pockets this week. But before we do that, let's quickly recap these weekend plays. Abby, what you got for us, man?
Thank you, Arun. That was beautifully done. We had college football Saturday. Football is, we start off Friday with Iowa. Iowa won. They murdered Maryland. I know we went over that game. But Saturday was our plays, and we had Ole Miss. That was the most hyped game of the weekend, Ole Miss versus Alabama. And I learned one thing. I will never, ever bet against Alabama ever again. I will either bet on them or not even bet the game. It's ridiculous at this point. To be honest, Ole Miss, they fucked themselves. They had the ball first, and they had the ball. They took the ball. They drove down the field. 4th and 1. They converted 2 fourth downs. They knew we have to score. We cannot punt. We cannot take field goals because Alabama is going to score every time nearly when they have the ball. So they took risks. It was 4th down and 1 at like Alabama's 5-yard line. They didn't convert. Alabama's defense held up, and that was the game. That one drive was the game. Because after that, Ole Miss was playing catch-up. I didn't think Ole Miss would win the game. I thought they could cover 15.5 because of how good their offense was. They clearly proved I was clearly wrong, with a lot of other people that felt Ole Miss had a chance in this game. At one point, the score was 35-7. I was just praying, like, please cover. That's all I wanted. They cut the lead down to 21, and that was it. And that bet lost. And hey, you learn from your mistakes. And I learned that do not bet against Alabama. You are legit playing with fire if you do that. The number 1 ranked team in the country right now. Then we had Oregon State at the nightcap. It was like a 9:00 game, so some people may have not been awake for this, but they did play and they won. They beat Washington. They are right now at the top of the Pac-12. That's shocking. Right now, they're the number 1 team in the Pac-12. Oregon, the 3rd-ranked team in the country, they lost. So right now, Oregon State with a 3-1 record, 3-1 or 4-1, I don't remember. One of the two. They are sitting atop of their conference right now, which I don't think many people even thought could be possible, but that's how it goes. And right now, they are. Sunday, yesterday, oh my God, we had a parlay bet. I've said this with like my friends, with you, other people, Chaitan, who's on this podcast, that yesterday's results, the only game that shook me was the Saints and the Giants. Nobody could have convinced me yesterday that the Giants could win that game, but they went out there and played, and the Giants won. And as soon as that happened, it was over. We lost. It doesn't matter about the other two teams, but we'll go over them as well. The Rams got murdered, but I wasn't shocked because you get to really see who's real and who isn't, because the Rams defense is the biggest question mark for me. I've been saying this since week 1, since they played the Bears. I don't believe in the Rams defense. They have 2 amazing defensive players. That's it. There's 11 people play defense, not 2. So Arizona, hey, DeAndre Hopkins didn't have a great game, but guess who did? AJ Green had a great game. Ronaldo Moore did. The tight ends did. Kyler Murray did. So the Cardinals defense also isn't super impressive, But right now, hey, give respect where it's due. I'm going to give them their respect. They've earned their respect. The Cardinals right now are the number one team in the NFC right now. Give them their respect, and they won. They proved a lot of people wrong. A lot of people probably lost money on that game. Bucks won the Tom Brady return. I know I was feeling chills when he came out that tunnel, and it was kind of weird seeing him in that jersey against the former team. And he passed became the all-time leading passer. He passed Drew Brees. Drew Brees was there in attendance, so that was pretty cool to see. And I could see why the game wasn't. Everyone thought the Bucks were gonna blow them out. Tom Brady was gonna throw for 500 yards. Listen, man, you do know that Bill Belichick is the other coach, right? There's two parts to the story. There's Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. People really think that Bill Belichick was gonna let this man come into his crib and dominate him in front of his fans, his state, in front of the whole world. And give Bill Belichick credit. His defense balled out. His defense balled out, and in my opinion, the Bucks should have won this game by a little farther margin. Antonio Brown dropped that touchdown in the end zone, but the Bucks won. That's the whole point of the game. I don't know why Bill Belichick decided to kick a 56-yard field goal. I would have went for it. The rain, that's pretty far. Nick Folk ain't got that big of a leg, but hey, they barely missed it. Bucks won. Tom Brady smiling, and Bill Belichick, he's probably feeling some type of way today. So, but we will go over these games in more detail later on tonight over our recap. But 1-1, as Arun mentioned, 1-1 both days, 30, 52 and 39, 57%. I'll take that any day.
All
Now,
right, let's
yeah,
do
go
it,
ahead.
man.
Go ahead.
All right, so new week. Here we are.
Oh,
Last
wait,
game
wait,
of
wait.
week
My bad,
four.
Arun. I didn't even go over the other one. The one that we actually Seattle.
Seattle. Seattle plus
I'm
three and a
like,
half.
I gotta give ourselves some credit here.
Oh,
Seattle, we were gonna take a money line, but you know what? You gotta be careful. Take the spread. Okay, plus 3.5, 2.5, whatever the spread was, didn't matter. Seattle absolutely murked the 49ers. Jimmy G got a calf injury. I don't care. They were not gonna win with Jimmy G. They were losing with him. The 49ers got off to a hot start. It was 7-0. Russell Wilson was running for his life, but then they said, "Relax, settle down, relax. We got this. We're built for this. We're not losing three in a row." Russell Wilson has never lost three in a row, and he's not going to start yesterday. And he started winging the ball around. DK Metcalf scored a touchdown. Tyler Lockett scored a touchdown. The defense, which has been the biggest concern for Seattle, started making plays. Trey Lance, hey, the rookie, he had his moments. He looked decent, but he's a rookie. We've seen this the whole season. These rookies, they're going to learn. They have to go through growing pains. And Trey Lance, he did have that one long touchdown to Deebo Samuel, even though that was a complete bust coverage. So I'm not impressed by that play, in my opinion. But overall, it was a must-win game for Seattle. San Francisco, Jimmy G could be out for a couple weeks. That's what Jimmy G said. And he's always hurt. We know this. Jimmy G always gets hurt. And it's unfortunate for him. So now, Trey Lance, let's see what you got. But we all know what Seattle got. They got Russell Wilson, the future Hall of Famer.
all right. So that wraps up the preview over the weekend. Not a bad weekend, but we have a fresh new week ahead of us. So let's get started. Tonight, Monday Night Football. Um, we're in for another great Monday Night Football game, hopefully. Last week it was bad, but these primetime games have been pretty good, even last night. So tonight, 8:15 on ESPN, we got the Raiders taking on the Chargers. The line for this game on DraftKings, the Raiders will be the underdogs plus 155 values. Chargers at home will be the favorites minus 180. Both teams starting off the season very good. Raiders undefeated. Los Angeles Chargers looking very good. Young quarterback Justin Herbert is looking promising. Um, Before you go, Abby, I do have a play. I think that might be for some good value.
I'm
Um,
all ears, Arun. I'm all ears.
yes, I'm looking at Derek Carr. I'm looking at his passing yards. I think he's going over 300 once again. His line is actually really low. I know they might be running the ball a lot today, but Derek Carr, if his line's under 300 passing yards, I'm taking it. I'm taking my risk on that
So wait,
because
but do you know what the line is, or are you just saying you will take that?
the line is two. The line is only at 282 and a half right now.
Oh, okay. That's
So
very
it's
good.
under
Over 300
300.
every game.
And yeah, he's been going 300 for the past like 5, 6 games so that he's played. So dating back to last season. So the stats say it's gonna go over 300. Unless the Raiders find heavy success running the ball, I don't see a way Derek Carr doesn't go over for 300. And that offense, man, they love throwing the ball in that offense. All right, Abby, what you got for tonight's matchup? The Raiders taking on the
Just
Chargers.
before, just to back up Arun's point, because he has made a very valid point. Week 1, I understand this was overtime, but I'm pretty sure if you take overtime out of it, Derek Carr, 435 yards passing. Week 2, at Pittsburgh, we all know Pittsburgh's defense can play. 382 yards passing. Last week, I know it was in overtime, so we got to probably check the numbers again, but 386 yards passing. So he's averaging 300, 390 yards
Yeah.
passing.
Yeah,
So
and the quarterbacks that the Chargers have played, the last two of them, Dak Prescott and Patty Mahomes, both of them obviously could sling the ball just like Derek Carr. Both of them went off for uh almost almost 200 something yards. So I don't know, man. This line, Vegas knows that's something that we don't know. So
I see. I
there's
think
a there's a there's a
Arun,
reason, huh?
Arun, just to get to your point, I think it's the point that before we started, the point I was making. I think they're looking at the defense, the run defense for the Chargers.
Right, yeah.
I
It's
mean,
pretty weak.
because Arun, we both agree that Derek Carr's numbers have been great, but
Hmm.
if you look at the 3 teams that the Chargers have played, Washington, I'm not going to count them because Ryan Fitzpatrick got hurt. So
Hmm.
those numbers don't count, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But if you look at the Cowboys, Dak Prescott has been playing phenomenal. He only threw the ball 27 times because Tony Pollard, I wrote all this down. Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott combined for 31 carries for 198 yards. That's 6.4 yards a carry and 2
Right.
touchdowns. So they didn't. So Dak Prescott was not. They realized, why are we throwing it? Last week, this is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs who just stole the ball. They ran the ball 30 times. Mahomes threw the ball 44 times. He only threw for 260. And the total was 30 carries for 186 yards. 6.2 yards. You're getting so the Dallas Cowboys ran
Yeah.
for over 60 yards a carry. That's insane. The Kansas
Mm.
City Chiefs, who don't run the ball, 6.2 yards a carry. And week 1, Washington with Antonio Gibson, they
Yeah.
had 27 carries for 126 yards and 4.7 yards per carry. So the worst case scenario is what, 5.5 yards a carry? So I
Yeah.
think that's
So
why I ruined the line. Seems kind of like, why is it so low? For Derek Carr,
I,
for most quarterbacks, that's pretty high. For Derek Carr, that's kind of low.
I
So
think yeah, exactly what you said, man. I think you
I
think
think the under, Arun, I understand, bro. I think we both agree. Derek Carr has been balling, but
uh,
just based off of this information, why is the line 280? I hate betting unders in general. I don't care what sport it is. It hurts me because you're praying for something not to happen. So obviously, Josh Jacobs,
honestly,
we don't
yeah,
know if he's playing. I
there's no
don't know.
line out. Yeah.
There's no line out for him. There's no line out really for Payne Barber, who carried the ball. I think he carried the ball 30 times last week. Let me just get this real quick. Uh, Last week the Raiders ran the ball. No, hit 23 carries for 111 yards, 4.8 yards a carry. Phenomenal. They ran the ball 35 times, and Derek Carr threw the ball 43 times. So, I hate unders. The Chargers defense has been playing really well against the pass, not against the run, clearly by the numbers. But and it's not like the Chargers have played mediocre offenses. They played
Hmm.
the Cowboys, held them to
Yeah.
20 points. They played the Chiefs and held them to 24 points.
Yeah.
So I understand the Raiders are really good, but are the Raiders better than those two teams? Um, this is
So
kind of
you so you would lean the under on this if you had to
no. I
pick.
was leaning the under on points for the game right now.
It's gonna be a low scoring
51 and
game.
a half.
Hmm.
51 and a half. I'll lean under in that game. I would lean under Derek Carr passing yards. Um, I would. That's the thing. We're waiting for the lines to come out for the running backs. I would take the over on any of the running backs for the not the Oakland, the Vegas Raiders right now. Um, when you look at the Chargers, they choose not to run the ball. Austin Eckler is amazing. They just don't give him the ball to run it. He hasn't had more than 55 yards rushing any game so far. Obviously Justin Herbert, their prized possession QB, he's been winging it. Mike Williams had a touchdown every game. Keenan Allen, he's balling. They don't. Jared Cook's been up and down, so we don't know about that. Arun, what are your thoughts on the game itself, though?
Honestly,
3.5.
I think three and a
Raiders.
half.
Chargers.
I think I would have to lean towards the home team in this. Raiders starting off the season strong. They're poised to lose tonight, man. I think they have to lose tonight. The Chargers are pretty good, but if the Chargers can't stop the run, which I think they might have trouble doing, the Raiders are gonna. I would take the Raiders plus 3.5. That would be my bet for tonight. Raiders plus 3.5,
Do you
just to
expect this
place
with all the numbers that we've been going over and
high scoring
going
game.
over? Do you
Nah.
expect a high scoring game?
After what you just said, man, I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game at all. Both teams, known to put up points on the board, but like you said, the Dallas Cowboys only put up 20. Um, who else? The
Chiefs give us
Chiefs
24.
24, and that's the Chiefs. So those two teams are really high potent offensive scoring teams, and they still didn't put up like at least 30. That's considered a high scoring. Uh, that's considered a high scoring for a team if you score 30 points or more, and both these teams scored less than that. So I think it's gonna be under whatever the total is. What's the
51 and a
total
half.
for this?
51 and
51
a half.
and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely take that, and I would take the Raiders plus spread.
I think I agree with you in both situations. I think um yo man, this Derek Carr shit pissing me off, man. Because the numbers say they're not gonna the NFL coaches like they take what you give them, like real good ones. The Chargers have clearly said that we will let you run the ball. They let the Chiefs run it. Andy Reid realized that. They let the Cowboys run it. Mike McCarthy realized that, and they let Washington run it. And even Ron Rivera realized that, even though he had a backup QB, so that kind of changed some stuff around. So, hey, the thing that helps this argument is the fact that last week the Raiders, without Josh Jacobs, they gave Payne Barber the ball 23 times. So it's not like they didn't run it. Oh, Josh Jacobs isn't playing. We're not gonna run the ball at all. No, they still ran the ball 23 times with Josh Jacobs. I mean, Payne Barber. So that's encouraging. This game is so close, divisional game. The Chargers could have been 3-0 right now. The Raiders are 3-0. They deserve to be. Well, week one was kind of chaos. So I don't know about week one, but whew, right now it's early. We will have plays for this game, that's for sure. But just early takeaways because right now, while we record this, it's 10:40 a.m. Eastern time. So some of these lines are not out yet. I think Darren Waller is due for a big game. He has yet to have a big game since week one. Darren Waller last week, he had, let me get this right. Last week he had 5 catches, 54 yards. That's not a game for him. That's average to below average for him. Against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he had 5 catches for 65 yards. A solid game, not bad. That's okay. I expect at least 70-plus yards from him. I put him in the Kelsey category. He is that good. Like week one, 10 catches, 105 yards, touchdown. That's Darren Waller. So he had 19 targets in week one. His last 2 games combined, I think he's had 13. So teams are taking him away. So I think this game is going to be very interesting. As Arun, you mentioned, this game is going to be very interesting to see who's coaching wins, who does what. So with all that said, the player prop that I love is whoever's playing running back for the Raiders, starting for them, over rushing yards. I'm gonna say that right now, depending on what the number is. We'll see what the number is, but I'll take the over. Right now, I'll say that. I think Arun would agree based off of everything we just said. And I
Yeah.
agree with Arun. If I had to pick a side here, I would take the Raiders plus 3.5. I don't think the Chargers are going to blow them out by any means. The Chargers have played all 4 games have been decided by a total of 13 points. They beat the Washington football team, whose defense is garbage, bro. Their defense is 31st in the NFL, and the Chargers only scored 20 points against them, and they won by 4 points to a backup quarterback. That's concerning. They come home, they score the score is 20-17 to Dallas Cowboys. Give them credit because they led. See, I think this is very interesting, bro, because I think what the Chargers are doing is they're letting you run the ball so time goes down faster. And so you can make those big plays. I think that's what they're doing here because it's just, like these scores just don't make sense. Like 20-17, the Chiefs 34, 20-34, 24, and they won. But everything tells you that this is going to be a very close game. So if you're going to give me the Raiders plus points, I think you got to go that way, in my opinion. And I agree with you.
All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for today's episode. Make sure you tune in to the IG page for the final picks because they will be up later on in the afternoon. With that being said, hope you guys have a great Monday and happy gambling. Peace out.